want to see Dad.
Why don't you leave it for a while? Give things time to settle.
I want to ask him if he knows anything else. Anything that might help me find my real father.
Oh, what do you want to do that for? He already told you Patricia wouldn't tell him anything.
I know. But I've been thinking about it all day. Can't help myself. I have to know the full story. The only person that can tell me that is my real father. And I'm going to find him.
What are you scratching around in there for?
Oh, a fresh globe for the kid's room.
Oh, is the old one blown?
No, but it's too bright for the baby. Do you see how many watts it is?
40.
Oh, yeah.
I'm off to work now, Jenny. How do I look?
Not too bad. I better fix the light.
Oh, I'll get it.
Hi, Mum.
Just caught me.
Dad home?
He's on an Adelaide run. I know what's going on, so anything you have to say to him, you can say to me.
He can wait.
Suit yourself.
All right, you may as well know. I'm going to try and find my real father.
Oh, it'll hurt David.
It doesn't have to. All I want is the facts.
Why don't you ask Patricia?
She's in a mess. Just upset her even more.
She doesn't deserve you worrying about her.
I'm mad at her too, Mum, but I can't push her the way she is.
John, when are you going to wake up to her?
When I've got the facts, I may never want to see her again. Who knows? Mum, don't get upset. If someone's sick, you can't just drop them.
Who are you talking about?
Patricia.
I bet she's running Susan off her feet.
Susan's being paid.
That's not the point. Why doesn't the woman get her own family to look after her?
I don't think she's seen them for years. I should have thought of them before. Thanks for the idea, Grandad. I'll see you both later.
Gordon Hamilton.
It's John here.
Hello. What can I do for you?
It's about Patricia. She's not very well, in fact.
What is it?
It's sort of a breakdown. Could be a long time before she's over it.
Anything I can do?
Well, she's being looked after. My sister's nursing her. But there is something you can help me with. I thought her family ought to know what's happening. Have you got their address?
No. No, I've never known it. On the odd occasion when I've suggested to Patricia that she contacted them, she never showed any interest.
And you don't know anyone who would have it?
To be perfectly honest, I don't even know if her parents are still alive.
Okay, thanks.
How's Angela? She and Rob coping all right with the girl?
Yeah, fine, I think.
And you be a good girl for Mum while Daddy's away, okay? You too.
Oh, I wish you didn't have to drive at night.
Best time. Get the second wind as the sun comes up.
Oh, will you have to take many long runs?
Oh, can't whinge when you only got in by the skin of your teeth.
Huh?
They're not putting on any new drivers. Word is that the contract boys are in for a tough time.
David?
Never know. He chose a bad time to go independent. They'll look after him, though, being an ex-employee.
Yeah. Well, make sure you take the proper rest.
Anything else?
Yes, the photographs for Fiona. We'll give them to her, won't
Yeah,
you?
no worries. You're making sure I'll be busy while I'm up there.
Well, I've got to make sure you keep out of trouble.
Yeah, I'll have that one for the road.
Have you found out what they can do to me?
Lock you up and throw away the key. Joke.
Oh, wouldn't be surprised.
Now, the news is not all bad. In fact, some of it's quite good. You won't get any more benefit checks, and you will have to give back the ones you got after you gave up Dominique.
Well, I spent most of them. I had to.
Well, I'm sure something can be arranged. Cheer up.
How am I supposed to live?
Well, there's always the dole.
You tried living on it?
No, but there is one way that could save on your living costs. Jill's room, across the hall. I hate seeing it empty, and sometimes I get a little bit absent-minded about picking up the rent.
I don't know. I mean, I've been through some rough patches before, but I've always paid my own way.
And you will again. I know how you must be feeling. You see, I went through the unmarried mum bit myself once. Oh, it was a year or two back now. 2 wonderful people helped me and it made all the difference. What's the old gag? I was in trouble and they took me in. Would you like to get taken in? How was the game?
Gordon's a bit out of practice.
No wonder the hours he's been working. I know. Coffee?
Thank you, Rosie. If you'd like to ring home,
What for?
well, I thought you might like to check on Gail.
I don't want her to feel as though I'm breathing down her neck. That's why I gave her a key.
She was as happy as Larry last night. Rosie dug out an old key ring for her.
Nothing like a bit of old-fashioned trust.
How come I end up with all the burrs?
Because I keep to the fairway and you keep teeing off into the bush. Gordon, don't worry too much about Ramberg.
You should see the paperwork I brought home for tonight.
Mm-hmm. Nothing else.
Can't keep anything from you, can I?
No.
John rang from Melbourne last night. Patricia's being seen by a doctor. I can't help wondering whether she's really sick or whether she just likes people running after her.
Oh, surely the doctor can tell. If you want to go down for a visit, it's all right with me.
No. I'm cross with myself for even giving her a second thought. Besides, I've got my work cut out for me dragging Ramberg out of the raid. It means substantial dividends to the shareholders.
I'll tell Rosie to put your coffee into the study. I'm sure the shareholders can wait at least until you've changed.
There you go.
Won't take me long to unpack.
Oh, I've got some fresh linen for you. I think you'll find the room comfortable. The shower's down the hall. Oh, and watch it. The hot water has a mind of its own.
You won't hear any complaints from me.
Ooh, you're my kind of tenant. Towels.
Oh, got my own, thanks.
Well, anything else you need, just yell.
Had any word on Dominique?
Oh, being spoiled rotten, if you want my guess. A card from Ansford just arrived if you want to see it. I miss her, too. We were getting along like a house on fire the few days she was here. You want to know something? I didn't want to give her up. So I know how much worse it must be for you.
Yeah. Only thing is, it sounds awful. But there were times I thought I'd be glad not having her around. Well, it's not like I went chasing guys around all the time. But I never had any hope the second they knew I had a kid. And I hardly had any friends of my own because they'd never want to go anywhere you can take a kid.
And you wanted some life of your own. That's no crime.
Funny thing is now I've got time to myself. Don't feel like going out.
There's no point in making yourself miserable. You had reasons, and good ones, for letting Rob and Angela take Dominique.
Yeah.
So, we are going to have to do something about getting you back into circulation.
Okay, Dominique, pick up your toys and we'll get going. You can't sit still for 5 minutes. Should never have promised her a ride on the rocket at the Superdome.
You on?
Yeah.
Aren't you luck? Grandad's been chasing me around the backyard to help. Here he comes.
You disappeared pretty quick.
Well, we're off, Grandad. Bye.
See you, Kitty.
Oh, have you heard from the tribunal yet?
No, not yet. It'll be a month or so.
Oh, I didn't realise. I thought it'd be sooner than that.
No.
Bye.
You need a hand, do you?
What's this tribunal?
Oh, nothing. Just a thing at school.
Don't treat me like an idiot, lad. I asked a question.
They're like a board. They hear cases.
What sort of cases?
Nothing important. Let's get into the garden, eh?
Sounds like you've been up to something to me.
I was caught cheating in my finals.
You cheated in your final exam? I don't believe it.
It happened. Let's get into the garden, eh?
What'd your parents think of it?
They were fine. Dad stuck up for me when I went to the tribunal to see whether they'd give me another go.
More fool him. I thought you had more backbone than that, lad.
Do you want me to help you or don't you?
No, money's okay, thanks.
Well, what did you tell him for?
I did it. I wasn't going to lie. I don't blame him, I suppose.
You reckon?
Mr. Palmer, I've put up with you going on about things since you arrived. I've tried to keep my mouth shut, but you've got no right to knock Kevin. I don't care who you are.
Well, all I said was...
How come you always have to think badly about everyone? You didn't even ask why he did it. He's been through a rotten time, and you're making it even worse. If all you're going to do is upset people, why don't you just go back home?
Busy at the market?
No more than usual.
Scrawny look. Still, you do see a lot worse.
I gather I missed some fireworks.
You've been talking to Lynn?
Hmm.
Well, you know me. I don't muck around. I say what I mean.
Right.
In my time, cheating was the worst thing a bloke could do. You can't tell me the world has changed that much.
I don't think you and I really understand the pressure the kids of today face in their final year. Or maybe I understand more because I feel I added to the pressure on Kevin. When I lost the baby, I blamed David for quite a few things that really weren't his fault. Now, you don't have to know the details. But our marriage broke up and I went to live in Sydney for a while.
How was I supposed to know?
We don't like to talk about it. Kevin and Lynn were the meat in the sandwich, and you really can't blame him for going behind in his studies.
Well, he needn't have cheated.
He made a mistake. He's very sorry for it. In fact, he's downright ashamed. Now, he's in there if you want to say anything.
Lynn?
She's in the bedroom with Davy.
I reckon I might have said a few too many words earlier.
Doesn't matter.
And, if you wanted to give me a hand in the yard, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, okay.
Mrs. Armstrong, finished the silver? Rosie's polish clock was terrific.
Oh, good. Ask her how much she wants for it then.
You haven't got a hope. Would you mind if I went home early?
Oh?
I want to go with Rosie to see Auntie May.
All right, then. That's a nice idea.
Can I take the book?
Oh, why not? It only costs 50 cents to the church fete. Not a very good investment in our friend here.
Oh, no. It's never too late to start training your dog.
Yes, I'll believe that when I see it.
Bye.
Bye.
See you tomorrow, fella. Millstone, what are you doing? Go on. Home you go. Home. Bad boy. All right. Come on.
Ooh, you're back early.
Mrs. Armstrong at the office, so I could come with you to see Auntie May.
Oh, we'll leave in about an hour.
I remembered.
Glad it's back.
It's not all that's back. Millstone's outside. He followed me.
And I don't suppose you encouraged him. You'd better give Mrs. Armstrong a call and arrange to get him home. Use the phone in the flat. Mr. Hamilton's taking a call inside.
Stupid mutt, what's it doing here?
Follow Gail home.
Great.
Thanks anyway, Ken. Wouldn't you know it? Now the Queensland company's gone under, and I find we could have got breaching finance from one of our existing clients.
Kano?
Yeah.
Could have told you a couple of days ago. I had lunch with Leo Roberts when I was trying to swing a new contract with them. And I picked up the tab myself.
For God's sake, why didn't you tell me? You knew I was phoning all over the country trying to arrange finance.
I tried, but you and Paul were so busy playing high finance, you didn't give me a go.
So you kept it to yourself?
You two were being so clever, I thought I'd leave you to figure it out.
Do you realize my head could roll because of the Queensland setback?
Oh, sure you'd find something else.
Worse than that, you've placed a large part of the company in jeopardy.
Ah, come on. Queensland's never played a major role in Ramberg.
Do you know how many jobs have been lost, how much we'll shell out to cover our expenses?
It's a drop in the ocean.
Rubbish, and you know it. I can't believe that you would let a personal, trivial matter come between you and the best interests of the company.
Well, it's too late now.
Yes, it is. But it's not too late for you to get your marching orders. I want you to call into the main office in the morning. Your final pay will be made up, and when you've collected it, I never want you to set foot in that building again.
You calm down.
I don't care whether he does or not. I'm getting out. I've had a gutful.
Oh, you, Tara, what are you doing here, you naughty thing?
Mrs. Armstrong.
Yes.
You don't have to rush off, do you?
Well, what's wrong?
Oh, Wayne and his dad have had an awful run-in. Gordon's given Wayne the sack. And now he says he's leaving home.
Why?
Well, something to do with business. Can't you do anything?
Well, if it's something to do with business, he won't like me interfering.
Well, something's got to be done about Wayne leaving home.
You know what Gordon's like once he's made up his mind?
Please. Oh, I'm sure it's just temper's getting a bit out of hand.
Well, I'll see what I can do.
You're wasting your breath, Barbara. I've had about as much of him as I can stomach.
But Rosie's very upset.
It's Wayne's decision, and quite frankly, I'm glad he made it.
Making a party of it, eh? Don't bother sticking up for me. I'm as sick of him as he is of me. I've never been able to please you. And since Paul arrived, you've treated me like I don't even belong here. You're both going to be sorry.
Gordon.
No.
Do you have to?
Yes?
Well, where'll you go?
Dunno. Yeah.
Right.
You always stick by me, don't you?
Love you.
That's all right. Only to you, though.
Darling, good to see you. Come in. Oh, surprise a girl next time.
Oh, we should have the same welcome at the end of every run.
Oh, you know me. Just made a coffee. Come on through.
Beer wouldn't even touch the sides.
All righty. A beer it is. And I've got a bit of news for you.
I'll do your swap. Your news for the photos I bought.
You're on. A pair of Domini, are they?
What do you reckon?
Oh, isn't she gorgeous?
Yeah, you won't get any argument there. Well, what's your news?
Kerry's run into a few problems.
Yeah?
Oh, no big catastrophe. She just wound up in another crummy room. No one to talk to. So I've given her a spot here. Jill's all fat.
She's in there now.
Could be. That's why I bundled you through the door.
I wouldn't have said anything to upset her.
I know that. But I don't want anything putting the wind up her. She's nursing a whacking great guilt complex.
About dumping Domini.
What else? Oh, don't get me wrong. She knows that being with you and Angela is the best thing in the world for the child. All I'm doing is just making sure she's got a decent roof over her head.
Right.
And I don't want her to get the wrong idea. I mean, if she sees you, she's liable to head off again.
Well, I'll just have a beer and push off, eh?
Oh, all right, I'll get you a glass. Mind you, I don't want to get rid of you too quickly. I want to know all the gossip from down yonder before you go.
Right. Now, we need another shovelful round the base of the tree.
I hate to interrupt the workers. John's inside. He'd like a word with you.
Righto. I'll leave you to it.
I was better off when you wouldn't speak to me.
Now get up. What can I do for you?
It's a bit awkward.
Spit it out.
I don't want to ask Dad about it, you see. You know how I rushed out of here last night?
I didn't know what it was all about.
It's just with Patricia being so sick, I thought I should do the right thing and try contacting her parents.
I see.
Well, Patricia's too sick for me to bother her. I thought you might know where they lived.
It was a long time ago.
Yes, but it'd be a big help if you can remember.
Why should I rack my brains for her benefit? If she's got herself into her kids, she's only got herself to blame.
I know how you feel about it, Grandad, but you'd be saving me a lot of hassles.
Well, I'd be surprised if her parents were still alive. They were a pretty elderly couple even then. Bad-tempered sorts, too. There was no arguing with them. The way they carried on about David and Patricia. The sister was a different kettle of fish, though.
Patricia's sister?
Yeah, she had a few clues. I had the feeling that she and Patricia were pretty close.
Can you remember her name?
Marjorie... Margaret Dunn.
Where did she live?
With the parents.
She might still live in their house.
Not the way people move around these days. They don't stay in one place for 5 minutes.
It's worth a try, and it's the only lead I've got. Where was the house?
It was down Hawthorne Way. A little street off Barker's Road. I'd know it if I saw it.
Well, we've got a street directory, and I can look up Margaret Dunn in the phone book.
She probably married years ago.
Well, check the parents then. It's only your guess that they're not alive.
Seems a lot of bother to go to tell them Patricia's crook.
Take my word for it. It's very important that I talk to at least one of them.
So, Pat the Rat has a sister, not a twin, I notice. That comment will make sense to you one day. Charlie, Patricia's friend, said a few weeks ago quite specifically that she has no children. Oodles of people wrote to tell me that turns out not to be true later on, so watch out for that storyline. Another limerick, this time from Jimmy and Martin. Now, Action Man John ain't a Palmer. Let's hope his dad ain't Jeffrey Dahmer. His mother's a rat, and well, fancy that, his father just might be a llama. Jan's Guide to Living in Sadland, Part 2. Whenever you want to fly between Sydney and Melbourne, there'll always be a flight within the next hour with spare seats, and you'll never ask the cost. Someone will always cook a full breakfast for you, but you'll never get a chance to eat it. And no matter what the state of your finances, your fridge will always be full of tinnies. Oh, and by the way, I got an email from Yvonne Ainsworth yesterday, who spotted Paul Shepherd playing Smith, or Smythe, in Xena Warrior Princess last Saturday. Hard to recognise him at first, she said, because he didn't have tight trousers on. Yep, Xena's always good for soapy spotters.